Yo, morning guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. Once again, this is the second live stream today. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach the high goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. If you'd like a brief introduction, a brief summary into the Ahn Rho Project, including how we break it down into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, including the content live stream schedule, the different phases and segments, as well as the copyright-free music, you can check that all out in the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years and beyond for more updated versions. Now, with that being said, let's dive into the second segment today. As usual, this is the second live stream. I want to mention two quick things. First of all, Sol 5.5 override, system override version 5.5 means that as a rule, we can break all the other rules, including this rule itself, in order to get our objectives, to meet our goals. So it's a system principle that defies all system principles, kind of meta like that, but just saying that basically I can use whatever flexibility I need to meet the requirements that I've set for myself on stream and off stream as a part of the project and in life in general. The second thing I want to mention, of course, as usual, is what is it? Right, the structure of live streams broken into three phases: phase 1, 2, and 3. Typically there are 11 segments spread across 15 minutes, but it's not going to go in that particular order or follow the structure, as I said, unless if really that's how I really want it to be done. With that being said, it's about a minute and a half, a bridge introduction. If by any chance you're watching in the future, if there are any hypothetical viewers or so on and so forth, you can just check that out by skipping ahead. Even this abridged version, about a minute and a half introduction, just skip ahead on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch by about a minute and a half, and we'll dive right into the content, which is starting right now. So as you see on the screen, what you see is what you get. As well as you take a look at the title on the stream. The stuff you see here on the screen has to do with, again, more media assets that I retrieved from copyright notice. Is not my stuff. This is for Stoic Reflections and Daily Philosopher, 2 pages on Instagram. I only follow one of them, but the fact is philosophy has played a critical role in my life, and I'd just like to give a shout out here to these sort of pages, and I want to just give a little bit of commentary over it, and then we'll dive into our own content as well. So let's just get into it. So this segment, I believe 6, lower the volume a little bit here, Stoic Reflections. A wise man does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has, by Epictetus. As usual, this is just one on gratitude, saying, don't envy what you don't have. Take a look at what you have and be happy that you have those things or people in your life, or those experiences that you have experienced, as opposed to those that you don't. Very standard, very straightforward, not trying to dismiss all the challenges and problems you may have, but this is just a good way, a good mental crutch, so to speak, a good coping mechanism strategy to continue moving ahead no matter what falls in your path. Next thing, a sign of intelligence is, again, the copyright notice, not my stuff, not my shit. Just go to Daily Philosopher, it goes right there. Sign of intelligence is awareness of one's own ignorance, Niccolo Machiavelli. Which, again, a very contentious figure. Again, as usual, all pieces of advice or wisdom are not universal. Again, not to be self-deprecative, just not to put yourself down, but to acknowledge that yes, being aware of your own weaknesses and faults is something that is much appreciated and something that will help you grow in life. Okay, so let's move out to the side. So that's segment 6 usually. I want to backtrack to segment 4 and 5. So just a little bit. So segment 4 and 5, actually, there's not a whole lot to say except that this is today's second stream. We had a stream this morning, just about an hour and a half ago, and we touched on that a lot, about the recordings and conversations I had between me and my domestic guardians, as well as my sibling, yesterday, about workplace relationships, and as well as generally self-reflective behavior and interpersonal relations and with other people. So that was that, and I just basically segment 4 and 5 barely exists. All I have to say is that there's a live stream now and there's a live stream, and it wasn't predicted, so I didn't anticipate in having 2 live streams today. So again, I should be facing the laptop here instead of the floor, but basically, that's that. Okay, so segment 4, 5, 6 done. Segment 7 was photography. I don't have anything for that, thank goodness. That's actually stuff that I covered almost completely in the previous live stream. What this live stream will focus primarily on, segment 8 here, we just want to cover it quickly, that I once again still have to update some of the fries that I received from Popeyes up here. I forgot about that. But I also had to update the sleep and sleep and fitness. Just want to mention very quickly, because I didn't mention this in a previous live stream, that of course I've kind of fallen off schedule once again in the past 36 hours. Slept incredibly late on Friday. I believe it was 1 or 2 p.m. 1 or 2 a.m. Maybe even later. I think it was 3 a.m. in fact. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then yesterday I slept at 9 or 10 p.m. So that was 5 hours better, but still in total I'm about 10 hours behind schedule. So it's crazy how things just fall behind, and I noticed that the source of that was because my domestic guardians, my paternal side, my biological father was here on Thursday and Friday, and that caused a lot of emotional turmoil that I should have been able to control. That was my responsibility, my duty. It's just a very simple thing, but I let it get to me, and that's really fucked up. So I gotta get my shit together and get back on track. So that being said, again, finance, excretion, I'm not going to the washroom as much as I need to. Drink more water, get more sleep, get to work on time, exercise more, that kind of stuff, get some fresh air. Two quick things I want to mention. We're going to go back track a little bit. Again, there's not a whole lot of structure here, but I want to mention back in segment 5, I did forget something I want to mention. I received an email from my volunteer coordinator, so at the long-term care seniors home. There's a new coordinator in town, and so basically I gotta get